You should really watch Squid Game Season 2. Why? Because it's actually pretty good. I thought that, after season 1, I thought, oh, okay, having a sequel, it's not going to be as good as the first one. And it may actually be really crappy. Yes, I don't think season 2 is as good as season 1 of Squid Game, but it's definitely a fantastic, fantastic show and it's a fantastic season. It has 7 episodes, and yes, I'm going to discuss spoilers, so be aware. And I just thought that it was absolutely entertaining. I really do think it's entertaining. So there are 7 episodes in Squid Game, and the first 2 episodes you wonder, well, what is happening, because you can't see any of the games, none of the games are in the first 2 episodes. But I was actually okay with that. The first 2 episodes of season 2 of Squid Game, they are really, really interesting. You see Jihan, and he has all the money. He hasn't gone to see his daughter. He wants to end Squid Games once and for all. He's on a mission. He's trying to track down the recruiter with the help of these other people, these like gangster people. And they actually do get to track down the recruiter. And you get to know the recruiter a lot better. You get to know that he has no conscience because he even killed his own father. And Jihan and the recruiter end up playing a game of Russian roulette. And the recruiter could have killed Jihan at any point, but he didn't. And the recruiter actually dies. Yes. I didn't see that coming. I thought that the recruiter would be there for the whole of season 2. So when you're watching season 2, you kind of think, okay, so when are the games going to start? Well, the games start in episode 3. And yes, the first game is the same as in season 1, but the other games are different, and the games are really fascinating. I liked the game of the carousel the most. It was really fascinating because the players had to get onto this carousel, and then a number would be called out. For example, 3 or 4 or 5, etc. And then you'd have to have groups of 3, 4, 5, or whatever the number was. And then you have to run into this little like room, close the door. And if you're left out standing there and you aren't in a group, and you then obviously get killed. Very, very intense. So I'm busy telling everyone, have you watched Squid Game Season 2? Go and watch it because it is so binge-worthy. My word. I watched all episodes in one day and I was not going to wait for the next day. And at the end of episode 7, the final episode of season 2, you are left with such a cliffhanger. And you're like, really? Oh, now I have to wait until when? Because season 3 of Squid Game is coming out in 2025, but we don't know which date, which month, etc. And I'm an impatient person and I don't want to wait, but I have to wait along with everyone else for season 3. So Squid Game, when I first watched season 1, I was blown away. So obviously when you're watching season 2 now, it's not as surprising as season 1, but the main characters are still so interesting, but the side characters are also really, really interesting. You have a transgender a woman, and that's a very interesting take because you learn about her journey and how difficult it has been to be in society. And she has plans to actually move to Thailand to have surgery. And you also have this mother-son duo. They are players, and you see how much the mother absolutely loves her son and will do anything for him. And he's not as strong as his mum, but he does love her. There's also a pregnant player, and you can really empathize with her because, she is trying to survive this game, and she has a baby to think of, so that's really, really difficult. And the other mother, the mother-son duo, she's quite caring towards this pregnant player. So you see how the players can empathize with each other, how they try to encourage and support each other. And on the other side, you also have players who are trying to kill each other. And this time in this season, you get to know the gods a bit better. We get to know a female god and you get to understand her life. And yes, she's ruthless because she's killing people, but she also has a bit of a conscience. We saw that in her other job, where she had to wear this costume. A little girl had was suffering from a serious illness, and she cared about the little girl. So as a god, she is humanized to some extent, whereas some of the other gods seem to be really, really cruel. And wow, the frontman, he's playing in season 2. He's one of the players. He's 001. And that's really interesting. And you think, does Jihan know that 001 is also a player? And you think, no, he doesn't know, surely, because he's asking player 001 to assist to take down Squid Game. But you think, there are so many clues. Jian should have known that 001 was the frontman or was a mole. So you also see the organ harvesting taking place. So when some players, they actually, take out certain organs from them and then they sell them. And you see that happening and you think, wow, this Squid Game, the craziness of it is happening on so many levels. So, there's been mixed fan reactions to Squid Game season 2. Some people say, oh, it's not great. It's really not a good season at all. And other people like myself are saying, you know what? It is really a good season. It is not as great as the first season, but it's definitely worth watching. Absolutely, definitely worth watching. If you want a show that is going to keep you on your toes, if you want a season that is going to make you guess what's going to happen next, then this season 2 of Squid Game is really here to do that for you.